Oh, a glimmer of hope. We can see. We can fight. Ah! Wait, it cut off right as I entered the big room? Oh, fuck me, really? You know what? Hold on. I can fix this actually. I did quick save. No, I'm gonna show you. Yeah, I quick saved. We got this. Also, welcome. Did I get raided during that? Oh my god. Oh wait, whoa. Suddenly crashed. Thank you so much for raiding, y'all. Welcome. Right as I went dark. Excellent timing. Your internet went out too. Wild. Okay, is it capturing? Why isn't this capturing? There we go. Mine is totally down. A very spoilery moment. Yeah, so if you want to play this game, remember, helpless avoid spoilers to your content creators. You discover this game is full of intriguing plot twists. Please give your audience a spoiler warning before sharing content beyond the white hallway so that the uninterested players can fully experience for themselves if they wish to. Sincerely, the Modern Storytelling team. I'm about to enter literally the white hallway. Like, I am entering the white hallway that this preamble is about. So if you don't want to be extremely spoiled on this game, then don't go. This game is fantastic. It's about a time loop in the middle of a Roman city stuck in the middle of the ground. It's fantastic. We're gonna go right in. We're just gonna go right in. Spoil me, daddy. All right. So we have basically found out that. Oh, fuck off! There's a fucking ad! Are you fucking... You haven't gotten your buck yet, Bezos? You haven't gotten your fucking buck? I give a buck. I give a buck about the bucks you're making off of my fucking stream with these goddamn shitty ads. I'm taking a dab. I know that you're ad immune, but for those who are not, I'm just gonna take a quick dab. Fucking hell. I need it after that. That was such a cripplingly anxiety-inducing experience. So let me summarize, Buck, for you. We found out that this place that we were in, this forgotten underground city, is actually the underworld, and it's a Mike and Ike ad. Hell yeah. Oh wait, that's right. Buck actually is one of the people who maybe can't see. Because he's got ads. He's visiting ads. You're underestimating it. It's so good without knowing this next bit. This kind of blew everything out of the water for me from what I expected. I did not expect this at all from the game. Even the internet didn't want me to spoil this for people. Alright, it's back. They ruined my fun for Mike and Ike's bitch ass. I know, right? Fucking, what is shit timing for that? Alright. Speaking of shit timings, let's go. Buck, we found out the God of the Dead. This whole place, it was all just the afterlife, and all these people, they're all dead. And now, we're going to confront the God of the Dead. He's known by many names. Pluto, Hades, Osiris. And apparently he has a giant fucking facility in outer space.
And here you are. Allow me to introduce myself. As
Here
you
we
have
go.
already gathered, I've been known by many names.
Like that Adventure Time
God to the
episode.
Sumerians,
Yeah.
Osiris to the Egyptians, Hades to the Greeks,
Nurgle.
and Pluto to the Romans. But the one constant through it all has been my title, God of the Underworld. And I've been watching you with curiosity, mortal, ever since your arrival.
Really hope this isn't some lame Ancient Aliens thing. We're finding out.
And what is more, you carry a weapon that was never intended for mortals to wield, and you do it so
Brazenly.
that there will be time for your reckoning later. First, as a reward for undoing the desecration of my obelisk, I will allow you to satisfy your curiosity.
Get ready for this.
Ask what you will.
So, what's your story, bud? You, god of the underworld, what's your deal? Hmm? Oh, wait, also, let me go back. Did I miss something? Can I get rid of this pin? Unpin that message. So, something went wrong? I can't get rid of it. There is a lot of build-up to get here, yeah. Oh, and thank you for contributing to the Death Stranding. Hardly anybody's been contributing to the Death Stranding one. And Sonic Frontiers. I appreciate that, Buck. We're gonna unlock the mysteries of the universe. What's your story, bud?
My story is
Ian's contributing to everything. Thank you. I appreciate
You
you.
need to be more specific. What do you wish to know?
So you're like a god?
It is a matter of perspective. God is a label I was given by you mortals, not one I gave myself. Your ancestors revered me because to them, my knowledge and technology made me incomprehensibly powerful, just as you might seem so to an insect. But despite all that, there are rules even I must obey.
Oh shit. Why do you look and sound like a human?
My kin and I all adopted this form long ago, so that we might better understand and communicate with your kind. In time, we grew fond of the sensory delight.
Hey, I'm streaming.
Joy,
Check that out.
ecstasy, even rage and sorrow, while an acquired taste can be addictive.
Oh shit. So, the sensory delights are addictive to them. May I see your true form?
No. Long ago, I swore
Oh.
to Persephone that I would remain in this form for as long as we remained among your kind. I must honor that.
Who's the woman on your left?
This is my beloved. Like me, she has been known by many
She,
names.
she looks healthy.
Hel to the Sumerians, Isis to the Egyptians, Persephone to the Greeks, and
Persephone.
Priscilla to the Romans. Or perhaps you might know her as the goddess of springtime, the cycle of life and
She does look like a stock asset. Just holding perfectly still. Say nothing of the whispering.
Your gaze lingers too long.
So that is absolutely who's been talking to us. Who is that on your right?
That is my servant. You would have met by the river, though she wears many faces and goes by many names. Kumutubal to the Sumerians, Kurti to the Egyptians,
Karen.
Charon to the Greeks, and Charon to the Romans. Her role is to ferry souls between the mortal world and this one, and to make their transition as seamless as possible. For that, she earned herself the infamous, if erroneous, moniker, the Ferryman. You will talk
Karen.
more later. For now, ask your questions.
Let's talk about something else.
As you wish.
What is this place?
It has come to be known simply as the Underworld. And it exists because of a wager I made.
A wager. What was the wager?
That is a long story. One that began over 3,000 years ago and continues to this day. You see,
I want to
long
hear.
ago, my kin and I set out from our home on Elysium to search for other forms of life among the stars. We discovered your planet and witnessed your kind evolving from primates into something lawless and barbaric. You all but destroyed yourselves, your 2 short lives being extinguished by violence and ignorance and disease. Yet Proserpina saw raw potential in you, and persuaded the rest of us it would be squandered without our intervention and stewardship. So we revealed ourselves to your people in a place called Sumer. We offered guidance in agriculture, toolcraft, and law, and you called us gods.
That was considered the birthplace of civilization.
But soon you were too many for us to oversee. And as you spread from that cradle of civilization, we saw something disturbing. We had sown the seeds of dependency and confusion, and soon you returned to your old ways of violence and ignorance, this time in our name. My kin had seen enough, and gave up on your kind, condemning you as barbaric and chaotic, scarcely more than animals. We began preparations to return to Elysium, our home world, a utopia unspoilt by conflict and unimaginable in its beauty. But my Proserpina could not bear to abandon your kind without guidance, and knowing it would force the rest of us to leave her behind, she made an extraordinary sacrifice. She gave up her immortality to descend permanently to the ranks of humankind. And so she began her inescapable trajectory toward death. Horrified, I acted swiftly. I placed her in
Wait, that's what
suspended animation in a deep frozen sleep to prevent.
So she's literally frozen. That's why she's holding still.
Then I pleaded with Proserpina's father, who the Romans called Jupiter, to bring her with us to Elysium. It was and is my hope that once there, we might one day learn to undo what she has done to herself. But he refused. I did everything I could to persuade him, but he would not relent. He would rigidly uphold his final pronouncement. Humans were unworthy of ascension to Elysium, and no exceptions would be made. But seeing that I was aggrieved, he proposed a wager, the terms of which were as follows. If even one human city could prove itself capable of living without sin for a single year, then Proserpina and all of humanity
Oh my
would be
God.
permitted to join us in Elysium. My
The
part would be to
wager.
remain behind, the last of my kind, to watch over you without interfering, and to sit in silent judgment. And so my reward has been to languish here, enduring a 3,000-year winter, waiting for the day your kind proves itself worthy of her faith in you, so that I might take her with me to Elysium and unthaw my goddess of springtime. And here I am, after all this time, still waiting.
Oh, fuck. So the 100 coins that are the obols that Charon takes in order to take people to the underworld, those are the 100 coins in the wager.
There were also gods who, like me, have been known by many names, but perhaps you knew them by their Roman names. Our leader, Jupiter, as well as Neptune, Saturn, Juno, Minerva, Mars, Venus, Apollo, Diana, Vulcan, Vesta, Ceres, and of course, my beloved Proserpina.
Who built the city?
As the first wave of your kind arrived from Sumer, I had them build a city in their own fashion, so that they might be comfortable and recreate their lives here. I had them build the entrance as a vertical shaft leading to baths, to cleanse them of the sins of their former lives, and to prevent escape. I watched wave after wave of Sumerians arrive, and as their civilization declined over the centuries, they were replaced by Egyptians. Of course, believing themselves to be the superior civilization, the Egyptians promptly built over what had been built before, and made all the same mistakes.
Huh.
After another 1,000 years, the Greeks began to arrive, and then the Romans, and they all did the same thing. They built upon the underworlds of their predecessors, renamed their gods, and ensured their foundations were forgotten.
How did you decide who comes here?
To ensure the wager was fair, it was important that my subjects were chosen at random. To this end, I had my servant distribute 1,000 tokens fashioned from silver, a rare element at the time, across all of Sumer. Whoever died while in possession of one of them would be located by my servant and ferried to this place, with no memory of how they arrived. As the tokens were discovered, they were traded, smelted, and fashioned into trinkets, and eventually coins, spreading to Egypt like seeds on the wind. Later, when they spread to Greece, they would come to be known as Charon's obol, or as coins for the ferryman. Some placed coins in the mouths of their dead, hoping they would awaken here, though they had no way of knowing which coins were fashioned from the original tokens. In fact, almost all of the tokens are accounted for. Only 2 remain. And so after this wave destroys itself, as it is destined to do, your kind will have squandered the last of its potential to ascend beyond this rock. And
Wow.
along with it.
How did humans learn about the underworld?
It is a regrettable story. One of the first men who came to this place was a king of Sumer and a troublemaker. To be rid of him, I returned him to his people, on the condition that my servant erased his memories of this place. But the erasure did not take completely, and he told stories of this place as if describing memories of a dream. His tales were committed to writing, which came to be known as the Epic of Gilgamesh. And his
The
words
Gilgamesh.
twisted and distorted over generations. Later, the Egyptians would adapt Sumer's stories of the underworld, making them wildly intricate and labyrinthine. Their Book of the Dead and Book of Gates bore less and less resemblance to this place, in their priests' pursuit of profit. Then, when the Greeks began to arrive, they proved far more cunning, and in a series of incidents that will not be repeated, 5 of them escaped. A warrior named Heracles, 2 kings named Sisyphus and Theseus, a poet named Orpheus, and a Trojan named Aeneas. They each told embellished tales of this place, how to get here, and how to escape. And so from Sumer to Egypt, Greece to Rome, your kind has always told each other stories about this place, though each story contained only a seed of truth.
Okay, well, I want to talk about something else.
Of course.
Are you responsible for the Golden Rule?
That is merely the name your people have given to it, but yes, it is my doing.
Why turn people into gold?
That is a story dating back to the very first wave. After the Sumerians finished building their city, the self-declared ruler threw a banquet to celebrate. Now this man was unmarried, and many women were vying to become his wife, a prestigious position of power and influence in a new world. Of all the women, 2 were particularly ambitious. Both were beautiful, and both arrived at the banquet wearing eye-catching dresses and painted faces, their hair woven in elaborate fashion. The first woman, recognizing that she would require an advantage to win the ruler's affection, draped herself in jewelry, ornate necklaces, bracelets, and rings fashioned from gold. Seeing this ostentatious display, the second woman grew envious, for she had no such jewelry at her disposal. She prayed aloud to any gods that would listen to cover her in gold, and when her prayer went unanswered, she took matters into her own hands. While the others indulged at the banquet, the second woman summoned the first for a discussion in a quiet place. She checked that nobody was watching, and pushed her rival from the top of the ziggurat where she broke her neck on the rocks below. But I was watching, and I decided to answer her prayer. I took the golden bow left behind by Diana, and I shot that woman in the heart, covering her from head to toe in a layer of molten gold. And I left her to stand there, that she might serve as a grim reminder of what befalls those who sin in my domain. But that was not enough, for the entire city was tainted by her sin, and the wager could no longer be won. So I had no choice but to wipe the slate clean. I gilded them all, to make way for a new wave, and began the wager again. And to this day, each of them, and all who came after, line the halls of this city, inanimate but conscious.
That's why they look at
Suspended
you.
in time with only their sight and hearing preserved, so they may bear witness to and lament the folly of your kind for eternity, as silent golden sentinels.
God damn, that is such a like that feels like the kind of thing that would make sense for like a god and it's sort of a context, but like, wow, I did not expect that. That makes sense though. You're responsible for destroying all of these
I give
lives.
your kind a second chance at life, as well as ample warning about my law. And when you disobey, and you always disobey, you force my hand, bringing terrible suffering upon yourselves. And so you ask if I am the one destroying your lives. And I say, no, you destroy yourselves. I am merely the means by which you do it.
Where did these golden bows come from?
When my kin departed, they left behind many relics which I inherited. Consolation prize of sorts. The golden bow originally belonged to one of my kin, who the Romans called Diana.
There might actually be exactly that many statues in this game.
I chose the most ferocious among them, and equipped them each with a duplicate of her bow, and tasked them with hunting down the Forsaken at my behest. They
The
became known
Furies.
simply as Furies.
Yeah, so the golden bows and all the people that come down that show up, they're the Furies.
I've always considered that the cornerstone of morality is the ability to determine right from wrong on one's own. No attempt to lay out rules like your Code of Hammurabi or your 12 Tables of the Roman Republic can ever cover all possible scenarios. This should come as no surprise to you, since the core principle has been expressed in many forms by many of your civilizations. The Egyptians made a rudimentary attempt with do to the doer to make him do. The Greeks refined it with avoid doing what you would blame others for doing. The Roman Stoics added treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Even the so-called cultists hiding among you often say, do unto others as
Christians.
you would have them do unto you.
They would be the
It is
next.
the simplest of concepts, and each one of you is born with the faculties required to apply it to any situation. Yet none of the peoples who expressed this rule were able to uphold it. Curious, is it not?
Oh shit. Oh god. This is a choice. The principle is not as easy to apply as it sounds. It doesn't seem like you've been holding it either. I've always lived my life that way. I feel like the last one, obviously not. Answer 2 is pretty bold. It doesn't seem like you've been holding it either. Bluff the god? No way. No way. No shot. That principle is not... I've easily killed and stolen lots of things. That principle is not as easy to apply as it sounds. I mean, like, the thing is, like, it's not like he really gave them... I don't know, it's like... There's an element of uncertainty to it. Like, if he showed up and told them personally, like, hey, do this or I'm gonna do this, then it'd be a lot more obvious. But I guess they don't want the threat of duress. They just want them to... I don't know, it doesn't seem like you've been upholding it, huh? I think answer 2 is the bolder one. I want to do it, so fuck it.
Enough. You clearly know nothing.
How do you know when people sin?
I'm able to commune with all of the statues in the city. Their ears are my ears, and their eyes are my eyes.
Is Proserpina connected to the statues in the same way?
If she was still conscious, I suppose she could, but she's not. Why do you ask?
No reason.
Then what an odd question.
What do you consider a sin
I've
again?
always considered that the cornerstone of morality is the ability to determine right from wrong on one's own. No attempt to lay out rules like your Code of Hammurabi. This should come as no surprise to you, since the core principle has been expressed in... The Egyptians made a rudimentary attempt with... The Greeks refined... The Roman Stoics added... Even the so-called cultists. It is the simplest of concepts, and each one of you is born with the faculties required to apply it to any situation. Yet none of the peoples who express this...
Principle seems it's not easy to apply as it sounds.
For you, perhaps.
Alright,
I've always...
I want to do the last one now.
Even yet. We both know that. True. And you would be deluded to believe otherwise.
I've seen terrible things here that you didn't consider a sin. How could you let them happen?
Do you plan to speak in sweeping generalizations? Or are you going to give me an example?
Suicide.
I have seen no such thing, but in any case, taking one's own life is a self-directed act. It is not one that is done to others, however they may be affected by it. Therefore, it cannot be said that one who commits suicide has done anything unto others.
Seems like an extremely literal interpretation of the rule.
Applying this rule always requires us to interpret the meaning of the words. A literal interpretation helps to minimize the ambiguities of your primitive language.
If our language is full of ambiguity, doesn't that make the rule inherently subjective and unreliable?
Supposing you're right, and my law has been broken, and I should turn you all to gold immediately. Is that what you want?
Of course not. Never mind.
Now tell me, what other sins do you believe I have overlooked?
Yeah. A price gouging for life-saving medication.
The merchant. How is that inconsistent with the rule I've outlined?
He wouldn't want someone else to demand an outrageous price for the medication he needed if he was dying.
I disagree. Having watched this merchant, that is precisely what he would expect from others, and he would be quite capable of paying the price anyway.
You can't know what he would expect. You're just speculating.
Applying this rule always requires speculation to some degree. It requires us to ask what another person would want if they found themselves in another situation.
Doesn't that make it inherently subjective and
Not if
unreliable?
we're wise enough to know the mind of man.
And you think you know the minds of other people.
Supposing you're right, and my law has been broken, and I should turn you all to gold immediately. Is that what you want?
Of course not. Never mind.
Now tell me, what other sins do you believe I have overlooked?
A scam.
Ah, the tavern keeper, yes. How is that inconsistent with the rule?
She wouldn't want someone else to sell her hemlock if she thought she was buying a means of escape.
I disagree. Having watched that tavern keeper, that is precisely what she would expect from others. She would view it as a game, one she intends to win.
You can't know what others would expect. They're speculating.
This rule always requires speculation.
Well, this is... fair enough.
Tell me, what
Debt bondage.
you speak of the moneylender. How is that inconsistent with the rule?
He wouldn't want to be trapped in a 30-year labor contract because of a loan.
And he would never have signed a contract pledging his labor for 30 years. All he did was enforce the terms of a contract signed voluntarily by others.
The whole concept of debt bondage, like slavery, is unethical. It's illegal under international law where I'm from.
Ignoring your irritating sense of moral superiority, this is interesting. I'm curious, how do people escape poverty where you're from?
It's customary to take a loan out to buy a house, and in some places to pay for an education.
I see. And how long might it take such a person to repay their debt?
It depends, typically decades, sometimes their entire life.
I fail to see how your system of loans is significantly different to a debt bondsman signing over his labor for 30 years.
This man just said capitalism is the same thing as slavery. It's not the same.
Supposing you're right, then my law has been broken, and I should turn you all to gold immediately. Is that what you want?
Of course not, never mind.
Now tell me, what other sins do you believe I have overlooked?
How about experiments on the golden statues?
The midwife in the palace, yes. How is that inconsistent with the rule?
She wouldn't want to be experimented upon if she was gilded.
The rule is do unto others, meaning other people.
Oh,
Those statues are something else now. Bloodless shadows.
Another
no
ad?
sense of their former selves.
I felt like the last
They are
one was like
forsaken.
in the middle of this
Capitalism
conversation
is no
earlier.
concern of mine.
It's an incredibly literal interpretation of the rule. I see.
Now tell me, what other sins do you believe I have overlooked?
How about abduction?
Abduction? You mean the magistrate imprisoning his daughter in the cistern, I take it?
That's pretty messed up.
He did so because she sought to escape. A sin I take particularly seriously. Better that he stops her from escaping, albeit brutishly, than I have to wipe out this entire city to punish her. Wouldn't you agree?
I disagree.
Supposing you're right, and my law has been broken, and I should turn you all to gold immediately. Is that what you want?
Of course not. Never mind.
Now tell me, what other sins do you believe I have overlooked?
There's only one option left to choose here, really. I guess that we're just gonna have to choose this option. Welcome back from the ads, folks. It's no wonder people say the gods are cruel. This just goes to show how unreliable and subjective your moral code is. You're no better at judging right from wrong than any human.
Do you honestly think you could do better?
No, but that's my point. Nobody's grasp of right and wrong is perfect. They can be trusted with all that power. You've become a tyrant.
I should
Tyrant.
strike you down for that.
Oh shit! And if you did, you'd be proving my point. Or, enough talk, I'm going to end this, draw golden bow. Enough talk, I'm going to end this, draw wooden bow? I really like that. That's such a funny option. To just draw my wooden bow instead of my gold bow. Yeah, drawing a wood bow on him, like, wow, what's that gonna do? I think if you did, you'd be proving my point.
Now, did you have any other questions before your reckoning?
Let's talk about something else.
Very well.
That's all the questions that I had?
Good. And now it is time for your reckoning. Only, it seems, something...
I would love to see what happens with the gun. Yeah, can you just get here with the gun and shoot him dead?
The hearts of mortals and weigh their deeds in life. But I peer into you, I see only a blank slate, as if you did not exist until you appeared in this city. How is this possible? Charon, where did you find this one?
I do not remember ferrying you. How did you come here?
Huh? I'm from the future.
If that is true, then I sense the intervention of someone powerful.
How did
Option
you come
one,
to be
yeah.
in this time, mortal? Who brought you here?
We cannot know.
Oh shit. I came here on my own. Maybe 3? I came here on my own.
Impossible. No mortals possess such power.
The least likely for him to see through your lie. Do you have a better explanation? Claiming to be powerful enough to time travel is bold.
Not yet, but I will learn the truth. Enough of this. It seems I will need to put your reckoning on hold for now. But answer this. Why have you come here? What is it you seek?
I'm here to kill you, draw wooden bow. I'll be going. God, these are some funny options. I'd like to put an end to the golden rule.
Your hubris is amusing, so I will allow you to make your case. But I warn you, if you anger me or waste my time with lies or wrong-headed arguments, you face death here. So, tell me, why should I put an end to the so-called golden rule?
Enough talk. I'm gonna end this. Draws wooden bow. If you're doing this for love, you should know that. Oh, she doesn't love you? Wow. How can you expect us to live without sin if you can't do it yourself? Or the golden rule is corrupting the city and ensuring you'll never win the wager. I think 3 would make the most sense, honestly. Three appeals to his goals. I think you're right.
How so? And be specific. You have made a grave allegation, and I expect you to back it up.
Oh, look! This is all the things that we discovered. Decius is price gouging for life-saving medicine so he knows nobody can take it by force.
I have witnessed him doing that.
Rufius has been so paranoid that he's jumping at shadows like Virgil's sexuality.
He is a volatile and confused fellow, that one.
Aurelia is exploiting people's desperation to escape by selling them hemlock.
I admit, I have grown disturbed watching them.
Malleolus has trapped people in debt bondage by convincing them that rebelling would break your law.
His cruelty does seem to grow greater by the day.
In the thick of it now.
If you're right, my involvement has corrupted the very thing I sought to observe in.
Exactly.
But if I were to accept that, are you telling me these humans could coexist peacefully, without theft or violence, without my law?
Ooh, this is a tough question. No, humans need to be able to use force in exceptional circumstances to correct their societies, or yes. Do I think humans are ultimately... 1 is bold, 2 is more honest. 2 might be the right way. You're trying to change the goalpost. Yeah. You played as archaeology. You're actually pretty disappointed that the gun didn't play a part here. Or it can't anyways. Oh, wait. Yeah, I wish I could know what the gun did. I would want to know. Maybe we can look it up later. Rather than meet an impossible demand. I think you're right. Because no, I think you're right. Because when I talked to the old man, he taught me that you can't abide by an individual code because your individual code can be corrupted. So you have to abide by a moral code that is other people, like that you have to abide by a societal code, a code that you agree with other people, and that code is only enforced with the threat of violence, by like policing and things like that. So I guess too.
How so?
We use violence to discourage bad behavior, to neutralize criminals and overthrow tyrants.
And how is that working for you?
Where I'm from, 2,000 years in the future, it's working pretty well. On average, life expectancies are climbing and crime rates are declining. Yeah, I did talk with Diogenes. I would pay good money to see Diogenes argue here. I talked with an old man that we were assuming is Diogenes, that had like this whole parable, like a Socratic thing that he challenged us with. It's a little the opposite of what he said, but you're on the right track. Yeah, where I'm from, 2,000 years in the future, on average, life expectancies are climbing.
So you say, and yet your world is still imperfect.
Our world will always be imperfect, but the kind of force required to create a utopia will inevitably result in a tyranny. Or it's getting better all the time, one day we'll get there. This is crazy. We're literally arguing with a god in order to argue for humanity's existence, almost. He's saying that, like, humans are always destined to sin. So if they're always destined to sin, because you create a society... I don't know, it's like... This shit's, like, fucking so intense. The old man... taught you, so it fits the narrative. Yeah. I think it will always be imperfect, but the kind of force required to create a utopia will inevitably result in tyranny. I'd say 2. No idea what the results in what anymore. I'd say 2 as well.
You have spoken eloquently, and yet, if what you say is true, it follows that my wager was fatally flawed.
Exactly.
But that would mean Jupiter, Proserpina's father, who knew more about you than anyone, opposed a wager I could never win. Why would he do that?
Ooh, okay, now we're in interesting waters. Holy shit. Perhaps he made a mistake too. Perhaps he wanted you to abandon the wager so she would be free from you. Perhaps he felt threatened by you and didn't want you to challenge an Elysium. Perhaps he felt he left you behind because even your own kid didn't want you. Ooh. 1 is yours. I'd say 2. No idea what results in what anymore. I wanted you to abandon the wager. 1 and 4 are too direct in the wrong ways. 3 is your vote. He felt threatened by you and didn't want a potential challenger, or he wanted you to abandon the wager. I think 1 is direct in the right way. Perhaps he made a mistake too. Well, he wanted to win. He wanted to win the wager. So he gets to the point without upsetting him. I think that makes sense. One is kind of non-committal. Yeah, I agree. 1 is pretty non-committal. 3 demonstrates that his society is flawed too. Oh yeah, I guess you're kind of right. That even though it's a utopia... Oh. I like that. No, I think you're right. 3 is mythologically accurate.
Perhaps. But if that was so, surely I would have sensed his deception. How could I have been so blind for so long?
You're a monster on a power trip. You're no better than us. Perhaps when you took on human form, you took on some human follies as well. Human foibles. Or perhaps you were blinded by your love for Proserpina. It's very human. Actually, at this point, I feel like all 3 of these could work. 2 is too soft. 3 is damn direct. Yeah, I agree. One is too insulting. Perhaps you are blinded by your love. It's very human. I like that. 3 is going to be my vote, I think, as well. I think I'm going to go for it.
Your words sting me, mortal.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's what I deserve. As difficult as this is to admit, I have suspected as much for a long time now. And I cannot deny it any longer.
Your society is as flawed as mine.
Taking my beloved to Elysium, but every time one of you sinned, it wore away my hope of being with her again. In time, I began to despise
Ah.
you, believe that you could ever be better than you are. But my rage was not
Holy shit, we
born
did it.
malice, quite the opposite. Everything I have done, I did because I loved her. Who knew this empathy of yours, which you celebrate so much, could have such
Oh, that's so true, though.
This has
Holy
gone
shit.
Too long. It is time for me to let go of this form, of her, of all of you. But know this: if I abandon
Silver
you
tongue.
and leave for Elysium,
Talk my
neither
way
she
through
nor
every
your
possible
kind will
conversation.
ascend.
Wow, I did that. If I abandon the wager and leave for Elysium, neither she nor your kind may ever ascend. I think we just kind of want to return to our world. Why can't we go to Elysium?
Because doing so would violate the rules of my sacred agreement with Jupiter, and you would receive a hostile reception. The best I can do is return you to the land of the living. I will have Charon make arrangements to ferry the others. But as for you, be aware you will be separated from the rest.
Why?
Once this exodus begins, the events that brought you to this moment will never have taken place, and you will have created a paradox. What will become of you is difficult to predict, but that is the risk you have taken by interfering in the natural flow of time. Now, are you ready?
Suppose so.
Farewell, mortal.
We did it. Oh. That was tough. That was a really tough negotiation. I can't believe that we did that in the first try, honestly. Hey, Al.
Oh,
We got through it together.
hi there. Give me a bit of a
This
fright.
is a different place
Thought
than
I was in
before,
the dark.
though.
I'm Al.
Al Worth, I came here to look for
Well,
you.
here I am. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
We got through it together. I'm back, hoping you know who I
you are.
am.
I barely remember.
Please
how
take
I
your
got
time
here
with my
myself.
next bit. My dog is
Oh, that
harassing
lady
me
in
to
the
go
forest
out.
sent you in
Oh,
here
you
after
got
me?
it. You got
I
it.
guess I lost track of time, learning about the history of this place, and it is extraordinary.
Did that lady in the
I'm fairly certain
forest?
You and I are the first people to set foot in this city for about 2,000 years. Fortunately for us, the last person in here was a Roman man named Galerius, who inscribed an account into a tablet. Apparently, there was a community of 20-something people trapped in here.
Our people.
Living in fear of a curse they called the Golden Rule. They believed that if even one person sinned, an unknown god would cast them all into gold, like the 1,000 people who'd lived here before them. Then, one day, just as Galerius had finished praying for a good harvest at the shrine of Proserpina, an oracle appeared and told him how to solve the ills of the city, like saving the life of a dying woman, preventing the suicide of a man in debt bondage, freeing a falsely accused prisoner, foiling an assassination attempt, and so on. Meanwhile, the oracle walked up to the temple of the mysterious god, this one right here, and demanded an audience. And the doors just opened up to him. Nobody knows what went on in there, but Galerius wrote the oracle must have been more persuasive than Odysseus, because the next thing he knew, the ground shook, and the voice of that god rang out over the city. The many have suffered long enough. Unfortunately, Galerius' account just sort of stops after that. leaving a lot of questions unanswered. What became of him and the other people who lived here? What happened to all the golden statues? And did this mysterious oracle single-handedly undo the curse that had terrorized people for hundreds of years?
Those Romans sure are crazy. Should I say it was me? Should I just admit to it? Yeah, that was me.
What? Oh, I see. For a moment there, I thought you were serious. Anyway,
You won't even believe it this time.
Follow me.
I'm right behind you. He literally won't even believe it. This is an interesting perspective thing, actually, now that I look at this. Because we're never going to go past this. It looks deeper than it actually is. That's probably much smaller. That's interesting. It's a neat perspective trick.
I'm gonna pause here for a moment and make sure nobody else has ever lured into this temple.
Alright.
You go on ahead. I'll be there soon.
I feel like it's almost kind of cathartic that I finally did something that was so outrageous. The person was just like, that couldn't have been you. No, it wasn't you. Up until now, that has been a common thing in this game where I tell somebody something outrageous that I've done, and they're like, oh, of course, that makes sense. Yeah, you've done that. Yeah, you went back to the past and now you're back here and that's my suicide note, sure. But you met God? And you convinced him not to kill everybody? It can't have been you. Nah. Nah, that's too wild. I was just like, I don't believe that for several reasons. Historical, political, theological. Oh, this area, I don't know why this area is like so laggy. I feel like it's like a special area that like it just lags on stream.
You're back. But you're alone. Does that mean you didn't find Al?
I found him. He'll be here.
What a relief. Thank you so much. I was beginning to think you'd both become trapped in there. Why
If
don't you tell me
scientific,
what
the
you
only thing
discovered?
stopping you.
Well,
That's easy enough. Yeah. But if it's all these other things, like, together. I discovered you're not who you said you were. I remember actually meeting you 2,000 years ago. Back in time. Yeah.
Ah, I see. I thought you might. Well, now you know. I suppose you have questions.
Who are you, really?
You can just call me Charon, if you like. I am sorry I was not completely honest with you when we first met. I do not enjoy deceiving people. Believe me, I do not. But I have learned, from 5,000 years of experience,
People kind of
that
freak
most
out.
people find comfort in familiarity, in gradual change, and coming to see the truth in their own time.
What truth is that?
That you died, of course.
I mean, I knew this.
You were dead when I brought you here. My role, as the servant of the god of the underworld, has always been to assist the chosen to cross the threshold from the land of the living to the land of the dead.
How did I die?
Usually, when people do not remember how they died, it is because they suffered a terrible trauma. Most souls would rather not remember. Ask yourself honestly, do you really want to know?
Yeah, I want to know.
As you wish. You were murdered.
I think I already heard this.
You were exploring an old tomb when you discovered a cache of forgotten relics, including 2 silver coins of ancient origin. Unfortunately, as you emerged into daylight, you were set upon by 2 thieves. A nearby hiker saw the scuffle break out and leapt to your aid, trying to help you recover your bounty. You both fought bravely, but your assailants were armed, and you were not. There was nothing you or your ally could have done. He died instantly at the scene, and you followed a few hours later. That man's name was Al Worth. You were each in possession of a sacred coin, called Charon's Opal by some. And
Pluto said the existence of the coins Al and I had were the last in existence. What does that mean for you? Oh yeah, this is new.
it means I am now bereft of purpose. There is nobody else to ferry here, nobody to keep you company. After 5,000 years, the underworld has finally run its course.
What's so special about these coins?
Perhaps you have heard the tales of the Greeks and Romans burying their dead with a coin in their mouths to pay the
I think I've already heard this too.
for passage across the river. Well, those stories contained a seed of truth, but not any coin would do. A long time ago, my master created 1,000 silver coins and had me distribute them across the world. My orders were simple. Whenever a person died in possession of a coin, I was to locate.
Should have mentioned that the coin was the last in existence. What does it mean for
It
you?
means there
And
is
it's-
nobody else to.
Can you return us to the land of the living?
I see no point in keeping you here. But I have to ask one thing. That you keep this to yourself.
Look,
Oh wait,
here comes Al now. Al, it's so good to see you.
she was gonna ask
You
us
were gone
something.
so
What
long,
was
I thought
that?
I'd never see you again.
Kinda lost track of time in there. You wouldn't believe what we found. The ruins of a long-forgotten city. And there was a tablet describing an oracle who confronted a god and undid an ancient curse.
Keep this to yourself.
Sounds like quite a story. And I look forward to hearing all
Okay,
about
don't go
it.
blabbing.
But
You hear that?
You
Don't go
two look
blabbing,
exhausted.
folks.
why don't you hop in my boat and rest while I ferry you back to civilization?
Sounds good to me.
And you? Are you ready to go home?
It'd be kind of funny if there was an option to go back. Alright, ferry us home. I want to know what that thing you were going to say was. 1 year later? Ooh, this is new. Whoa, whoa, this is new. Keep this to yourself. That's it? That's all she was gonna say? These are all the different artifacts. These are all the different artifacts from the place. They're at a museum now. Like, that was the dial that spun around.
Hey, you made it. It's great to see
It's
you.
Al! Wow, he's looking great.
And what the critics said about it.
Huh.
I guess they weren't ready for your theories about the underworld.
Did I just tell everybody exactly how it
After
works and they
everything
were
we've been
like,
through,
dude,
I
no.
thought you might appreciate some good news. So after we got back to the real world, I started doing some research into the people mentioned in Galerius's tablet. And I found something strange. I'm sorry I've been so cryptic. I've been dying to tell you. I just really wanted you to see this for yourself. Why don't you head on down there? I'll
Galerius's
catch up with you
tablet?
at the other end.
Wait a minute, what? Also, an ancient Roman statue of an unknown man in an inscrutable pose. One hand seems to welcome and the other to warn. It better be Galerius's wedding pics. Damn right. Oh wait, it doesn't highlight if you. I'm just curious. Okay. Oh, beautiful.
Oh, there he is.
What? Dooley! And Aquisha! And Galerius! It's our boy!
You're finally here. Remember me?
Galerius! What are you doing?
It's a crazy story. After you disappeared, Charon appeared and told us she was returning us to the world. Even gave us some coins to help us start our lives over. Only, for some reason, she returned us to your world instead of ours. Anyway, I know we only ever had that one conversation, and I wasn't even sure if you'd remember me, but I wanted to say thanks for freeing us from the underworld and giving us a second chance at life.
We remember you, best friend. I would never forget you. It was good to see you again, anyway. What are you doing with yourself these days?
I used Charon's gift
Feels
to buy a
good.
farm in Umbria. Got a villa on it too, with enough room for Dooley, of course. It's hard work, but I sleep soundly every night. I'm finally my own man, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
So you're with Aquidia now.
I know. I can't believe my luck either. But we're engaged and living together. We're planning to get married next spring. If you're gonna be around, we'd love to see you.
That's so sweet. That's so sweet. They're not gonna have to wait till she's 36. They're getting married right away. Oh, count me in. It was good to see you again, Galerius.
Of course. There's a whole museum full of people waiting for a chance to thank you.
Oh,
So
fuck
better
you,
keep
Ed.
moving. We'll speak again soon, my friend.
That is such a happy ending, though. Assemble as many people as possible in the museum. Wow. Bitches.
It's so wonderful to see you again.
Good to see you, too.
So, you're the hero who somehow vanquished the last of the Roman gods. As I'm a priestess, you realize you've put me out of work.
You put me out of work.
Actually, and it still feels a little sacrilegious
Aw.
to say this, I'm finding life after religion quite enjoyable.
That's awesome. What are you doing with yourself these days?
Hilarious and I are engaged and expecting. We've just bought a lovely villa in the countryside with room for a large family, and Dooley too, of course. It feels like the world has just opened up for us. There's so much to learn, and so many more possibilities for our children than we ever imagined.
I'm so
We're
happy.
just so
This is
thankful for what you
awesome.
did for us, for all of us.
How's Livia? Oh, God, I just need to take this in for a second. Can't believe how modern post-story happy ending fanfiction trope is just the ending here. Isn't that, like, kind of awesome, though? It's, like, kind of my favorite ending. And this is the canon ending. This is the one that is the true ending. They all live happily ever after, and that's really the true ending. Isn't that just, like, awesome? I feel like that never happens. It's so... I'm not knocking it. It is amazing. I love it. Damn it. I really needed to heat that up more, but I ran out of gas. Oh well. How's Livia?
Oh, it's sweet of you to ask.
True ending.
Nicely. In fact, she's here somewhere. I'd like to ask her
Oh, we
yourself.
gotta go ask her herself. I'll do that. It was good to see you
See
again.
you at the wedding, I hope.
At the wedding. Hi there, Dooley. How's it going?
Hello, I'm Dooley.
You're looking great. I remember who you
Lorena
are.
said you're very nice and a big helper. Thank you for getting us out of the bad place. I didn't like it.
Aww. What are you doing for yourself these days?
I live at Galerius and Equitia's house.
Aww.
They look after me now.
Yay.
And help me remember when I forget things, like brushing my teeth.
Bad end. You escape and die. Okay end. You escape and live. Only one villager lives. Good end. You escape and several villagers live. True end. Galerius comes into your personal Super Bowl party and you hang out and are best friends forever. I'm sorry you never found your treasure.
Treasure? Oh, I forgot about that.
Your
I like
box?
Galerius got me a box that tells.
Oh, he's probably got like an iPod or something with like a podcast app or something. I'm glad you're happy. Story boxes are great, aren't they?
Yeah, they're fun.
It was good to see you again, Dooley.
Bye bye.
You got a TV. You got a TV. Larium. Ancient household shrine where ancient Romans offered prayers. I love Dooley. I like his little outfit. Oh, there he is! There's my man! God, he looks so stunning in his fucking khakis. God, I love him. Oh my god. Decius is so funny. Look at this. You can see this guy is a fucking military guy. He's wearing the military regalia. That's so funny. He's like, just give me whatever soldiers wear in this universe. Hi, Horatius.
I understand we have you to thank for giving us a second chance at life. And reuniting Centilla with us as well.
I wonder if Sentius is here. That'd be a good question.
Thank you.
What are you doing with yourself these
Moving
days?
up north and studying in the military academy in Modena. I'm going to be an officer.
Oops, I was really
The world
stupid.
is changing, but some things stay
Maybe.
the same. Would you believe we're still studying military tactics from my time? Alexander the Great, Caesar, Hannibal Barca. Still, I have to keep challenging myself to let go of old ways of thinking and embrace the new. As Seneca wrote, the ones who pioneered our paths aren't our masters, but our guides.
I'm sorry you never got to see your girl again.
Ah, you remembered that. Thank you. I grieved for a time, but that's done. In the words of Epictetus, as those who rode behind triumphant generals remind them they are mortal, remind yourself your precious one isn't one of your possessions.
I was hoping that Naiva...
Something
I hope that she got out, but I don't know if she would have. Because we didn't explain to her all the things. Hopefully she got out. But we didn't explain to her in this timeline all the stuff, and I don't know. I don't know. I'm well said.
Thanks.
It's good to see you
And
again.
you. Farewell.
A Roman shield, known as a scutum. Cavalry helmet with an enclosed face mask and plume of dyed horsehair. Didn't explain anything to anyone this time, really, but they're all here. Yeah!
I take it you're the Oracle. Thanks for coming.
Good to see you again, Cynthia.
Actually, I changed my name to Cynthia. I didn't want to be associated with Sentius after what happened.
Yeah, that's
I'm
understandable.
Not sure if you heard, but after you drove Pluto off, Proserpina emerged from the Great Temple. She knew right away what none of us had figured out about that psychopath. He'd been keeping my little sister locked up in the upper cistern all that
So,
time.
oh my
That's why he's
god,
been
Persephone
dead.
saved
He's-
her.
You know what? The important thing is we'll never see him again.
Wait, what? What happened to him? What happened to Sentius?
He's still there, all alone.
Oh!
Last golden statue in the underworld. Trapped in a metal shell, slowly losing his mind until the end of time. Eternal torment, just what he deserves if you ask me.
Fuck that guy! Oh. He did once tell me he wanted to live forever.
Then I suppose he got his wish.
Monkey's paw, motherfucker. It's a saying from my time. Yeah, he wanted to spend forever in his villa, and now he'll never leave. Wow, that's beautiful. I love that. What are you doing with yourself these
Anything
days?
I want. I'm a woman of means in a vast new world. I can go wherever and do whatever I please. Of course, I mostly just stay in my villa and have my servant Alexa summon things for me.
Alexa!
It's awful out there. Barbarians everywhere.
Oh yeah, barbarians. Have you seen them? Like TikTok, man. She has Alexa summon things for her. I like she calls Alexa her servant. It was good to see
You
you.
too. See you around.
I like that the nameplate updated to Cynthia as well.
Hello.
Hi
Statue
there.
of Apollo. A large statue of Apollo, the Roman and Greek god of disease and healing, among other things. Yulia?
You're the Oracle, right?
Ah, Bax
Oh,
is
of course.
fine.
Sorry. And I never got a chance to thank you for telling Galerius.
I like how they call me an oracle. That's effectively what I was.
Getting me and all of us out of a terrible situation.
What are you doing with yourself these days?
Oh, I barely recognize myself. I'm living in a house share in London with my wonderful girlfriend. And I'm studying English at university.
She got a
Eventually, I want
girlfriend.
to travel the world and write about it. Turns out, it's about 30 times bigger than the Roman Empire ever was. Did you know there are entire continents Rome never knew existed? You can travel almost anywhere in an aircraft, which is rather like flying on a Pegasus, but much more comfortable.
I love
Oh,
Yulia.
sorry,
She's
you already
sweet.
know all that, of course. I'm just so excited. There's so much to see and learn and write about.
Seeing the world through fresh eyes sounds wonderful.
I have noticed people from your time have no idea how fortunate they are. I hope to change that. One day.
Whatever happened to Malleolus and Claudia?
Last I heard, Malleolus kept insisting he was the last rightful ruler of the Roman Empire, and wound up being committed to a psychiatric hospital.
That's
As
hilarious.
for Claudia,
Not great,
she was always so viciously
but that is
unhappy.
hilarious.
Someone said she'd blown all her money on wine, trying to drink herself back to the underworld.
She just
After
blew it
the
on
horrific way
wine.
They treated Ulpius and me. I can't help feeling a sense of what's that German word?
Schadenfreude. Yeah, that's a great word. It's a beautiful word. They got what was coming to them.
I couldn't agree more.
Whatever happened to Aurelia?
Ugh. Someone told me she was boasting about getting her claws into some rich prince, and how she was going to be living the high life from now on.
What happened to
Even
her?
in your time, life still isn't fair. Apparently, he'd proposed before they'd even met. And last I heard, she
What?
bought herself a first-class one-way ticket to join him in some exotic place called... what was it?
Nigeria? How did I know?
Some people have all the luck.
She got the Nigerian prince scam, and she accepted it. She got scammed. She was the person who scammed other people, and she got scammed. The scammer got scammed by the classic Nigerian prince scam. Holy shit. Oh, holy shit. She's gonna learn a whole new level. Oh. As the Oracle, I foresee terrible disappointment in her future.
Really? I feel better already. Thank you.
It was good to see you again, Yulia. Some Nigerian prince is gonna get a whole lot of obols. Yeah.
If you're ever in London, let me know. We can go to bars and drink wine and listen to the stories of the 9 million people who live there.
I'll take you up on that.
I hope so.
This is the best ending. I love this. I'm
Hi
just
there.
saying goodbye to all my friends.
You are here. It's nice to finally meet you.
Hey, Lucretia.
Lucy is
Or
fine.
Lucretia?
I'm making an effort to blend in, as
Lucy.
you can see. We are all trying to keep a low profile. If the world knew we died
Lucy,
2,000 years
updated.
ago and were suddenly brought back to life 12 months ago, they would leave us alone. Speaking of which, I wanted to say thank you in person. I'd say the gods smile on you, but I hear you drove the last of them off. So
She's right. you drove them off. I drove off the gods. What are you doing with yourself these days?
I'm studying to get into medical school. As much as I resented the responsibility of keeping everyone in the city alive, when it ended, I realized I missed it.
Aw.
So I guess I'll just keep saving the world. if begrudgingly. One patient at a time.
It was good to see you.
Too. Don't be a stranger.
She didn't really know me that much in this one. I guess I didn't really know her well in the other timelines, but... The hermit. Oh, it's the philosopher! Is he gonna finally tell me his name? He's looking dapper. Yo, he's got a butt, though.
Greetings.
Greetings.
I take it you're the oracle everybody's talking about. It's a pleasure to finally meet you.
Diogenes is gonna drop his new mixtape. We met before, though I wouldn't expect you to remember it.
We have. I'm sorry, I don't remember. In any case...
I'm back. Time to fuck around some more.
leave that cave, let alone the city.
Philip. Philip?
Now I'm living in the 21st century. What a time to be alive.
There's no way your name was Philip.
To thank for it.
What are you doing with the catabasis? What are you doing with
I'm
yourself?
working as a consultant to the Faculty of Classics at Cambridge University, helping fill the odd gap in their knowledge. Not
Cambridge University.
I do love being around enlightened minds.
Oh, I bet you do. You were alone for quite a while, friend. So Diogenes here fucking hid out for a long time and said, you know what? I like Philip. Philip sounds like a good name. There was a royal guy named Philip.
My sincere thanks once again.
Wow. The bathtub. Oh, look! The bathtub converted into the rather eccentric bed. He's got to be Diogenes, right? It's his bed he's looking at. It's the statue of Demeter. A Greek statue of Demeter, the goddess of harvest. Oh, it's Georgius. I love Georgius. I knew a Philip, definitely not a Diogenes.
I am Georgius.
Good to see you too, Georgius.
We have you to thank for freeing us from Hades, and for that, I am most grateful.
What are you doing with yourself these
I
days?
am reacquainting myself with Greece. It has changed so much over the last 2,000
He went back to
years,
Greece.
I barely recognize it. This is at once
This is a
heartbreaking
sartorial
and
man.
thrilling. Perhaps one day, once
Such
I
a
have
handsome
seen all of
purple
this new
suit.
Greece
I
and
love
summoned
him.
her delights, I will settle down in Santorini in a villa overlooking the Azure Aegean Sea. I hope you will join me there and regale me with the story of how you faced off against the fearsome god of the underworld. And
Man, I'm gonna have friends all over the place now. Consider me there. It was good to see you again, Georgius.
You too, my friend.
And you, Fabia.
You're the one we've been waiting for. I'm Fabia.
Hi,
I
Fabia.
want to say thanks for sending Galerius to save my life. I don't know how you knew, but I would have been crushed by that shrine for sure.
You're welcome.
I'm just so happy to be here with you and everyone together again, even if it's just for one more night.
What are you doing with yourself these
Well,
days?
it's not like I have to work with all the silver Charon gave me, so I just do what makes me happy. Mostly that means baking for my friends and looking at memes while shows in yoga pants. What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive, Fabia. I'm glad you're happy.
Thank you. I really am.
Good to see you.
You too.
Who else do we have?
Some soiree, innit?
Well, you're really just fucking making a mess of the place, aren't you? Keep off the furniture. Even clean hands can damage the fragile surfaces of these rare pieces. What a fucking asshole! You were waiting for this. You knew it was coming.
I'm Dacius.
Hey, Decius. Yeah, I know who you are. You dick.
For what you did. If it wasn't for you, I'd never been able to sell all those useless old relics I accumulated. What you did in that temple made me a very
This
wealthy man.
guy's such a sociopath.
Thank you.
It was entirely unintended.
Such a acerbic wit. I love it.
What are you doing with yourself these days, you dick?
I took the money I made from selling my trinkets and started investing in the stock market. That's
Of course you did. Of course you did.
I was hoping to ask your advice, you being the oracle and future seer and all that, on which stocks I should invest in next. I can't decide between fossil fuels, tobacco, gambling, and arms.
Yeah.
What would you recommend?
If I was to say anything, I would say invest heavily in what's a failing cryptocurrency? Doge? Put it in Doge. Just put it all in Doge. NFTs? Oh yeah, NFTs, buddy. Yo, NFTs. There's this big new thing called NFT, and you're gonna lose your mind when you hear about it. Okay, you see they got these monkeys and it's on the blockchain. Option 1. I can't really see the future. I wouldn't. Nah, honestly, I wouldn't help you even if I could.
Oh, don't be like that. You can tell your old pal Dacius. I won't take no for an answer.
They're all lies. DVD rentals have a bright future. Broadcast television is going to be the next big thing. Print media is going to make a huge comeback. You know, I think DVD rentals are really going to be the way that the world consumes content.
Oh, of course, yeah. I was just thinking the same thing.
Every answer's the right one.
I'm gonna make a bloody fortune.
He's gonna waste all of his money. I'll be going now. Have a good one, Decius.
Of course, don't let me keep you.
So he was the only one that like really hadn't gotten his shit given back to him for all the shit that he did, but he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it now. Oh, it's happening now.
Good evening.
Octavia. Oh, hello. Greek statue of a lion. How lovely. Octavia, you speak to me.
Hello. It's lovely to meet you. I've heard so much about you.
Gotta be the one to give it to him. Exactly. I gotta be the one to con him.
I was sure
He's gotta know it was
drove
me.
off the last pagan god would have more important things to do than visit the likes of us. But thank you for coming and for saving our lives. What you did was extraordinary, and I'll never forget it.
What are you doing with yourself these
I'm
days?
living in Rome again, in a charming little flat by the Tiber.
Huh.
Not far from my old place.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, and I'm training to be a crisis counselor.
Aw.
After you sent Galerius to persuade Ulpius not to take his own life, I was inspired.
Wow, so she witnessed that and she was like, she wants to do that. That's cool. Good on you.
Thank you. That means a lot.
It's good to see you
And you.
again.
Oh, and I hope this isn't too forward, but some of us are going out for a drink after this, if you'd like to join us.
Does she want to date me? Sounds good, I'm in.
Wonderful. I'll see you soon.
I'm getting strong potentially wants to date me vibes.
Greetings.
Good to see you're looking well, Livia.
Thank you for your kind words and for liberating us all. In all the time I was in the underworld, I never once imagined that I might end up in a place so much like Elysium.
What are you doing with yourself these days?
I'm recovering. Octavia was kind enough to let me stay with her for a while. At least until I'm well enough to be independent again.
Reading any good poems lately?
Ah, you remember that. I'm a little tired of Ovid, but that's all right. I have 2,000 years worth of poetry to catch up on now. I'm already up to the 19th century, and am quite enjoying the work of a fellow named Poe. I think I may have found a kindred spirit.
She would like Poe.
Men have called me mad, but the question is not yet settled whether madness is or is not the loftiest intelligence.
Well said. It was good to see you, Livia.
And you. Farewell, friend.
God, what a fucking dickhole. I love him and how much I hate him. I can't wait to see him fall. Just knowing that he will fall, honestly, is enough. An ancient statue of Anubis, the ancient Egyptian god of mummification, embalming, and other things. Is this who I think it is? It's Kabosh.
What is up?
Statue of Charity. The Egyptian ram-headed deity believed to be the Egyptians to ferry the deceased to the underworld. He's associated with death and Osiris, the god of the underworld. This must be the man the ram headdress Kabosh saw when he woke by the river. Kabosh, you look dope. I love your outfit.
It is an honor to finally meet you, Oracle.
Thanks, Kabosh.
You know my name? Oh, of course. You are an oracle. You know many things. I too
Oh,
would
of
like
course.
to offer my thanks for releasing us from that place and for your role in bringing us here. This world is truly wondrous.
I'm glad you get to experience it too. What are you doing with this these days? What are you up to?
I returned to Alexandria, but they have no need of another fisherman, and I came to see there is nothing for me there. Instead, I have decided to follow the custom of your youths and backpack the world. It is a great adventure, and I have met many people.
That's cool. He's been backpacking.
I spent the first 25 years of my life avoiding the 42 sins that would deny me access to the afterlife. Now, I think it is time I had some
It's like, God's not watching. God's not watching anymore. Let's have some fun. Says Kabosh. You've earned it.
Indeed.
It's good to see you. You've earned a cinder too. Oh.
Hello there.
Scintilla. Hi, Scintilla.
Oh, I go by Gabriella now.
Gabriella.
I to be reminded of that monster every time I heard my own name.
Fair enough.
After you drove Pluto off, Proserpina came and released me, and that monster got what was coming to him.
Yeah, he did. Got what he deserved. Oh yeah. What are you doing with yourself these days?
I'm living with Ulpius on a little vineyard in Umbria. It's even more wonderful than I dreamed it would be. I'm so grateful to you for making sure he's still with us. If you're ever passing through the region, I hope you'll come and visit us. You can try some of our very own wine.
Ooh, I'd love that. It was nice to see you.
Thanks. You too.
And you too, Ulpius.
Good to see you under better circumstances than last time.
Good to see you too, bud.
I have you to thank for sending Galerius to save my life. The way you just showed up out of the blue and stopped me from making a terrible mistake. I'll be forever in your debt.
I wouldn't use that term if I were you. You're free of all debts, son. Don't worry about it.
Gabriella in Umbria.
What are you doing?
We finally bought the little vineyard we always dreamed of. It'll be a little while before we know what we're doing, but every day I look at her and this extraordinary new world.
I've saved the
with
best
all
for
its
last.
beauty
I'm
and
so excited.
I think, what if I'd given up hope and missed out on all of this? So we're living each day to the fullest. And we end them all the same way. Sitting together on our terrace.
A shot to call statue, lady, and goddess got married.
Say it's almost drinkable now. And watching the sunset over the rolling hillside. And I couldn't be happier.
Aww, I'm really glad you're happy.
Thank you. I wouldn't be here without you.
The rest of the people I saved? I'm not sure. Were there others? Uh-oh. Rufius and Virgil! Oh my god, they're so married, aren't they? They totally got married. Holy shit. I can just see it. Statue of Nergal, Sumerian statue of Nergal, Mesopotamian god. Like, they're married. Oh my god.
Nice to meet you.
Good to see you too, Rufius.
I go by Rufus now.
Rufus.
New start, new name. Oh, and thanks, by the way, for what you did. Sorry, I'm no good with the mushy stuff.
It turns out you were right. The statues really were watching us.
Good to know. Anyway, it was good practice for the new world. Security cameras and smartphones everywhere. Got to stay vigilant.
That's honestly, unfortunately true. What are you doing with yourself these days?
I live with Virgil in Rotterdam, not far from where he grew up. It's very modern.
Rotterdam.
Destroyed in the war, and it rebuilt itself. Good place for a fresh start. Haven't decided what I'm going to do with my life yet. One adjustment at a time.
One at a time, bud. It was good to see you again.
You too. Look us up next time you're in the Netherlands. We're
Aww. We're grateful. Yay!
It's so nice to finally meet you. I've heard so much about you.
Good to see you,
I
Virgil.
wanted to thank you personally for getting us out of there. And for helping Rufus come to terms with himself. He may come off a little gruff, but once you get past that, he's a lovely fellow.
What are you doing with yourself these days?
I'm studying to be an architect again, and living with Rufus in our beautiful flat in Rotterdam. Just down
It's
the
so
river
cute.
from Nijmegen, where I grew up. Of course, it's improved immensely since I was there last. Gleaming futuristic buildings and clean streets full of educated, accepting people. You natives of the 21st century have no idea how fortunate you are.
It was good to see you.
You too. As Rufus said in his own laconic way, if you're ever in the Netherlands, we'd love to show you around. It's the least we could do.
I may take you up on that. Wow. That was like a long hallway full of a lot of memories and cherished friends. And of course an ad plays right now. So we have the Ancient Rome, Ancient Greece, Ancient Egypt, and Sumer exhibits, the reception hall. Is there anyone else around here? Oh, the Dice Tower. A Latin plaque which means all must walk this path to where the laws of the day help the virtuous to a paradise in this city beneath the earth. The ravenous hunger of Voricious is stated at the banks of the stream, but in vain, for none of us here may return. The Christian carving block of wood is an ichthys carved into it, a Greek symbol adopted by early Christians as a secret symbol of their faith. Boob. They look like they're a happy couple. An Egyptian plaque which translates to "the many shall suffer for the sins of the one." All of the embalming stuff. Boob. There's so many good payoffs in this, honestly. So many good payoffs. Hades, Lord of the Many. He says, "What did you say about my mom?" The Sumerian plaque, cuneiform, "the sins of the one shall become the suffering of the many." A strange stone object in the shape of a suitcase. We may never know what this was for. Plaque bearing a cuneiform inscription. Is there anything over here? Big old arch. Wait, is there... Is this someone else? Haven't met... Oh! He sees us from across the hall. Ow.
I enjoyed that. Now, there's one more person I wanted to introduce you to. I think you know her.
Wait, what? Karen? No, Persephone!
I frightened you. Just a little joke I've been saving for a long time.
Whoa! I recognize that voice.
Allow me to introduce myself properly. I am Persephone, former goddess of the cycle of life and renewal, and now a regular mortal. I wanted to meet you in person. And thank you for freeing all these people. And me. I hate to think what would have happened to us without your intervention.
You were whispering to me all along.
Indeed. Suffice it to say that while Pluto was controlling the eyes and ears of each golden statue, I was able to control their tongues and whisper to you when he was distracted. I am sorry my messages were so cryptic. There were only ever brief windows in which I could speak to you without being detected.
You did what you could, thank you. You created the loop?
I did. I may have given up my immortality, but I still retain my gifts as the goddess of a cycle of life and renewal. After witnessing Pluto punish countless poor souls over thousands of years, I knew this generation, the final wave, would not survive. So I tried to give them a way to buy more time. A second chance. Rather, as many second chances as they needed to avoid his wrath. So I whispered to Sentius in secret, telling him the prayer required to create a portal in my shrine. I knew the danger of humans being corrupted by godly power, and so I put a safeguard in place. I required the creator of the portal to sacrifice their own life, so that it could only be used selflessly to help others. What I did not anticipate is that Sentius would retain his accumulated memories from each previous day, and as a veteran soldier he had long since shed his fear of death. He quickly discovered that he could, in effect, prolong his own life indefinitely by exploiting the cycle.
Yeah.
Of course, once I had taught him the prayer, I could not unteach him, and there was little I could do but wait for someone like you to come along and see him for what he was. We were all fortunate you came along when you did.
What became of
I don't know
Pluto?
what happened to him. I haven't heard from him, and I rather hope it stays that way.
Fair enough. What became of Karen?
Oh, she inherited dominion over the underworld.
Oh, interesting.
Last time we spoke, she was working on a new world of some kind.
A new world?
She wouldn't say what it was, but I'd be surprised if you don't run into her again. I imagine we all will.
Forgotten City Part 2? It was nice meeting you.
And you. Although it feels like I've known you forever. Oh, and one last thing. Do you remember all those golden statues scattered throughout the city?
Yeah, of course.
Good, because they remember you. Well done, my friend. Of all the heroes who ever journeyed to the underworld and returned,
they're all my friends!
Hercules, Orpheus, Theseus, and Aeneas would be proud.
Holy shit! Everybody's saved! We got everybody back! All those statues! They literally did they put a statue of me? I missed that. I was so overwhelmed with emotion that just seeing all my friends. Oh. The canon ending. I became canon. I am the canon now. Did they not say what happened to Statue Lady? What do you mean, Statue Lady? Oh, I guess they don't save her, I guess. They didn't even say what happened to her. Or maybe there'll be an after credits. I didn't see her anyway, though. She hanging out with the statues? Real sorry about peeling you. Maybe she got with the statue she loved once saved? Maybe. But she also did so much damage to them. Maybe she just, like, wouldn't even want to leave. I'm just gonna continue here. The message from the developers. We hope you enjoyed The Forgotten City. We'd love to make even better games in the future, and you can help out by recommending The Forgotten City to a friend or even writing a review. The more people who play our games, the more we can level up. And if you like to be the first person we announce our next project, please connect with us here. Facebook, Instagram, and yeah. They could just give us their email. I'm just gonna email them and let them know they made a good game. Maybe she got out. But we'll never know, I guess. Probably an email list. Well, that was absolutely lovely. Yeah, Twitter. It's a little outdated now. I'm curious. What achievements did I miss? Intimidate the creator of the Golden Rule. We can intimidate him? Hold on. I really should be getting to bed, but I really do want to know what it is. Maybe I can do it really quick.
And here, allow, but the and what the first.
I don't have any questions.
Then now it is time. Only it has long been when I peer into you, Charon. Wait.
I do not.
Maybe you're getting forgetful in your old age.
You would have us believe that my servant merely forgot bringing you here.
Yes.
That sounds improbable to me. Charon, does this mortal speak the truth? Or should I strike him down where he stands?
Perhaps. The waters of the River Lane are known to have that effect.
I will take you at your word.
I'm lying to a
As long
god.
as your past remains shrouded in mystery, it seems I must put your reckoning on hold. But answer this. Why have you come here?
I have come here to kill you.
Do you really think you can wound me, a god, with that primitive weapon?
Well, let's find out, shall we?
Pathetic. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Follow Sentius back to the shrine? Whoa! Oh, I'm out. I don't have a gun in this playthrough. Rewind time with her crown? What is this ending? Get out. Get out of my way. Oh wait, no! Oh, oops. Hold on. No, I quick saved. We're okay, we're okay. I thought maybe there would be like a thing I could jump into there, but there wasn't. And I fell. Yeah. Opius doesn't fall to make the hole. Thank you, Galerius. There was a zip line, but I can't use it, I don't think. Serpentine! Serpentine!
Salve, friend. Oh. You? Good. Alright. I'll go.
I think I'm understanding what I have to do here.
Ixion turns.
Convincing Hades was supposed to be so hard that it would be preferable to go through this additional quest to avoid having to think it was the problem. That makes doing it our first go pretty impressive. I guess so. I think we were like actually aces doing that on the first try. I don't think it was meant to be that easy. Right. Hey, Pluto. You convinced him on your second. Hades. Osiris. Nurgle. Show yourself. I'm a fucking maniac. You don't know what I'm capable of.
And here you are. Allow me to introduce
You convinced him.
As you have already gathered,
He failed and died on my run out of the palace with the crown.
Nurgle to the Sumerians, Osiris to the Egyptian, but the one constant through it all. And I've been what is that there will be time first. As
See this? It's Proserpina's crown.
I would recognize that anywhere. And yet my beloved still wears hers. What is this? How did you come by it?
I took it from her after I killed her in another timeline.
You vile, despicable creature. Why would you do such a thing? And worse still, boast about it.
I could do this all day, and the golden rule, or I will. Or, I didn't want to kill her, but if you don't put an end to the golden rule, I'll do it again. Ooh. I could do this all day. Second. Stares aghast.
You have put me in an impossible position. If I refuse, you will murder her. And yet, if I agree, I will lose my wager and return to Elysium, humiliated and alone.
Never seen the movie, but I've come to bargain. That's the idea.
Perhaps you are cleverer than you appear, mortal. I do not see that I have a choice in this. Your treachery and savagery have opened my eyes like nothing I have witnessed in 3,000 years. And now you have shown me your species' true colors. And I see that Proserpina was a fool to have ever believed in you at all. This has gone on too long.
Psycho.
It's time for me to let go of this form.
Of this form?
But know this.
Can I see your true form?
Abandon the wage and leave for Elysium. Neither she nor your kind may ever ascend.
We just want to return to the world.
Very well. I will have Charon make arrangements to ferry the others. But as for you, be aware you will be separated from the rest.
Don't make me kill her again.
You foul creature. This is something I've decided. You see, once this exodus begins, the events that brought you to this moment will never have taken place, and you will have created a paradox. What will become of you is difficult to predict.
Alright. Yeah, I'm ready. Let's get it over with.
You would best pray our paths never cross
Man, that is a fascinating alternate ending. Engage him in a battle of wits and show him the merits of humanity, or show him the meaning of warfare. Yeah. Persuade him that humans can be peaceful, or show him that humans will never be peaceful, and we will declare war on all of Elysium until you give us what we want. Anyway, hi, good to see you, Al.
No, I'm apparently then
Those Romans are crazy.
Anyway, I think I found.
Not even the meaning of warfare. Show that you're a greater monster than he could ever imagine. Yeah, literally. Get out of our business, or we'll make you suffer just like us. Literally. We'll make you suffer worse than us.
I'm gonna pause here for a moment and make sure nobody else.
Yeah, good work, Al. Good work. Is this like a secret extra ending? Or does this just unlock the ending at the museum again? Forgive me, the stream always shits up here.
You're back. But you're
Same museum ending.
Really? Ow!
Kinda lost. And there was a.
You too.
Sounds good.
And you?
Just skip the whole thing, Charon. I get it. Yeah, I guess it is just the same thing, huh? Humanity faces down with its kin, and they're like, we won't let you ascend. And humanity just goes, shame. We're not letting you get away. Fucking hell.
Hey, you made it. I read you after. So after why don't you head on?
That turnaround is so glorious.
It's even. Of course.
Oh, hello.
Hey.
It was good to see you all again. Goodbye.
Good evening.
He didn't even load. Glorious or glorious.
One more person I wanted to introduce you to.
Who are you?
I am Persephone, former goddess. I wanted.
It was nice meeting you.
Oh, and one.
No.
Good, because they remember you. Well done, my friend. Of all
That
the
is a
heroes
statue
ever
of
turned to
me.
the underworld in
Holy
history,
shit.
None came close to achieving what you did. Hercules, Orpheus, Theseus, and Aeneas make you proud.
I didn't even notice the statue was of my character. Did you notice a duck? Was there a duck? Look at all these stories about the new gods overthrowing the old. Want to hear it or see it? Duck in the fountain? Was there a little ducky? Was there a little goose? Fucking duck in the fountain? Was it the goose? It was the goose. I never noticed the goose. It was a duck. I missed it. I'll have to go back and check the footage. I'm gonna get in their email list. I'm gonna get notified about their new games. What a good video game. I never managed to get through the loop 10 times. I never lied more than 10 times. Allow Fabia to die in the collapsing temple. Apparently I never let Fabia die. Free the captive and let her captor shoot... What? Free the captive and shoot her captor with your gun. Oh shit! So I see what you're saying. Yeah, you have to get the gun and then shoot the girl after you... Or shoot Centicus after you freed the guy? Anyway. There was also a goat. I wonder if it was there as well. It would be funny if the goat was there as well. They saved out. They saved them all. Duck? You got duck? Hold on. I want to see duck. I want to see duck. Show me duck. Copy and paste. Oh my god, the duck is in the fucking fountain. Is the goat there too? Is like the goat hiding in the frame somewhere? It's like hiding behind one of the statues or something. Everybody made it out except for the dicks. Tiniest goose you've ever seen. Tiniest goose I've ever seen. Toppled 10 peeled statues by kicking the others into them. Oh, I see. Yeah. It's like a bowling thing. Allergic. Die from hornet stings. And minimalist. Reach the best ending with the smallest number of loops. Interesting. Wow, what a great game. What about it? The best ending, the smallest number of loops. Finish the game without looping once. Well, I already did that. I did do that. I literally just walked up to Centicus and then I clocked him with a gun. Yeah, you just shoot him. You just walk up and you shoot him. The best ending would require a lot more work. Yeah, go get the clip. Go get the clip. It's very important. It is late though, so I should probably be bidding you all adieu. No, you saw the clip. I do need to get some sleep before work tomorrow. Let's see. TS Lazy Bones is going. 9 Arachna ended. Let's just give it to Lazy Bones. Foul FTW is also going. I really need sleep. Watching the ending was very important. Yeah, I totally understand. Have a good sleep. Take care, y'all. I'm glad that we got to experience that all together. That was such a wild ride from start to finish. I really, really enjoyed that. But God, I need to sleep. So get the fuck out of here. I'm giving you to TS Lazy Bones. He's having a long subathon. Wait, oh right, I have to do it over here. Shit. Hold on. False alarm. There we go. TS Lazy Bones. Boom. Have fun, y'all. Take care. Get some rest. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Fuck, I'm tired. It's hitting me now. Oh, God, you can tell how tired I am. I went to the starting student screen instead of the ending screen. You can tell it's getting me. Right, get out of here, you crazy kids. Thank you so much, Fairly Okay. Thank you, Grand Foobar. Thank you, Town Eater, for sticking with me all the way to the very end. You're the best. I really, really appreciate you all so much. Buck, if you're still out there, I love you too. Thank you so much for the raid earlier. And again, thank you so much for subscribing, Fairly Okay. And Blue Cat earlier, and Town Eater earlier. Thank you. Goodbye. Get out of here. Good night.